Hey, yes, sir. How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? Yes, sir. Talk to me. Hey, how y'all living? How y'all living? Y'all know what it is. This is another episode. This is another episode of the Fathers from the Hood podcast. Y'all know what it is. Hey, let me tell y'all what it is. My name is Dan Black.
It's LMC, a.k.a. Mr. L. Cortez. We in the building. Vamonos. So fathersfromthehood.com. Make sure you check that out. Like and subscribe. I'm just saying, leave them comments below. Let's go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Shout out to the homie L. We appreciate you. Like I said, keep tapping in, subscribe, all that stuff to the Fathers from the Hood website. Also, the Patreon is the only way you're going to get these cups.
Yes, sir.
That's the only way you'll get these cups. You
Go
can,
ahead,
you
show
can
that
support.
real quick, yeah.
Yes, sir. But yeah, if you subscribe to the Patreon, we will get you the cups and the merch and everything like that, and the thermos, whatever. But a hydro flask, everything. We got a lot of other stuff too. But shout out to everybody, and we got a special guest, right, L? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let you introduce the special guest, man.
Man, blessings, King. So look, we got the big king in here, Tay. You know what I'm saying? He's not your regular, average individual. You know what I'm saying? He had to come through, stop and bless us on Fathers from the Hood real quick one time.
Yes,
Go ahead,
sir.
Big homie.
Yes, sir. How y'all doing out there?
Yes, sir.
So basically, man, I'm Tez, a.k.a. Tay. You know what I'm saying?
Righteous.
The I for MFL. You know what I'm saying? The creator of the 4MFL League. So, yep, we outside.
Yes,
Swing.
sir. Yes, sir. Hey, man, he's a creator, man. He's a real entrepreneur. We'll dive into that a little bit later. But like I said, man, we're real excited. We're real happy to have a special guest in here. We're doing our thing. You know what I'm saying? If you want, you can bring it a little closer just in case. You know what I'm saying? We can hear you. But other than that, we're good to go. Like I said, man, shout out to everybody that's been tuning in. The holidays have been great. The recent weeks have been great. We're doing a lot of stuff. And we also got some back-to-school events that we'll be involved in at the end of the summer. So we'll, just sprinkle a little bit. You know what I'm saying? We ain't going to give it too much.
Me, man.
We ain't going to show the left hand what the right hand do when it's time to slap. You know what I'm saying?
That Kansas City shuffle, my bad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we will tell you a little bit though. But yeah, man, my boy Els, man, I heard a lot about you, but man, my boy Els, he spoke very highly of you, man, and I'm gonna hand him the floor and let you both introduce each other. But yeah, man, my partner Els, he had a lot of great things to say about you and what you're doing in the community and what you're doing abroad, man. How y'all doing, man?
Appreciate it, man. Hey, you know what? That's a blessing in disguise, man, because I used to see him every day. You know what I'm saying? And, you know what I mean? And it's crazy how energy works. And we were meeting one day, you know what I'm saying? I was pulling up in apartments, you know what I'm saying? Parking, seeing bros outside, and then we start chopping it up. Yeah. Come to find out, that's where I recognize him from. You know what I'm saying? Stumbled a couple videos on YouTube, and bro put me on game about the podcast, and I was like, man, shoot, we need to get it in, man.
Let's run it up, you know what I mean?
For real.
Small world. L really working out there, man.
Man, no days off. Hey, these 5 kids, bro, they don't take no days off. You feel me? So,
You can't take no days off.
Zero, big homie. You feel me?
Right. So, Tate, man, talk to us, man. You know what I'm saying? Give us a little bit of insight. Every time we have guests here, you know what I'm saying? We really talk about how they grew up, where they from, and if they had their dad in their life, you know what I'm saying? So, if it's not too much, go ahead and let them all know just a little bit about you, you know what I'm saying?
Straight up. Hey, look, and before we go any further, look, check this out, y'all.
Hey, now.
So, look, if y'all don't know what this stands for,
Swing.
get to know it.
Hey.
Fathers from the Hood.
These are minorities representing fatherhood.
Yes,
That's
sir.
huge in the black community. So
Thank you.
big ups for that.
Appreciate it.
But basically, average person, average guy. You know what I'm saying?
Above average. Keep going.
Yeah, I could be bipolar sometimes.
We all can. It's all good.
But for the most part, I love sports. Football, to be exact.
Okay. So, where did you grow up?
I grew up in California, Northern California to be exact.
Okay.
Well, actually, Modesto, California.
Modesto.
Which is a very small city.
Modesto's finest? No.
Hey, no. But isn't that Central Cali, though?
That is Central Cali.
Okay.
But I was born in the Bay.
Swang, okay.
I was born in Vallejo.
Okay, now.
And then, you know what I'm saying, shifted around, lived in the town for a little bit, lived in Oakland.
Okay.
And then we migrated to the Central Valley. I think it was a little bit more affordable for my parents. Not only just that, but I don't really know the real reason. I haven't really chopped it up with my parents like that about what was the real reason why they moved there, because after living there for so long, it drove me nuts.
I see.
Because it wasn't what I was used to. I'm talking about a city that was extremely small. The minorities there really wasn't too many of us. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, but as a kid, I guess I learned to adapt. You know what I'm saying? And just happened to just be in a city where I happened to go to school. I loved the school. I loved my family and friends. I used to come out there and visit from the Bay.
Okay.
And then just really didn't know exactly what life had going for me. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
As you get older and older and older until that one day.
Right. Nah, I dig it. For sure, for sure.
So the one day that I'm talking about was it was a day when I was chilling outside, and I was probably about like 10 or 11 years old.
Okay.
And I'll never forget it. A couple cats in the neighborhood, we used to play, you know what I'm saying? You know, when you're little, you know what I'm saying? You link with your neighbors. Y'all out there doing all kinds of stuff.
Yes, sir.
From water balloon fights to, you know, playing hide and go kiss it to
Man,
doing
everything
whole
under the
thing.
sun
Yes,
to the street lights
y'all
come
play,
on, right?
Y'all said hide and go kiss it. We said hide and go get it.
Hey,
That part.
Yes,
Anyway,
sir.
another story. Go ahead. My bad.
Sway.
So one day we decided to, you know, have a little football game in the middle of the street. Started throwing the football. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really know too much about it. I know my dad used to play, though, in San Jose, California. I heard him and my uncle, my cousins were really good at football.
Wait, sidebar, my bad to cut you off. You said your dad used to play. So was your dad in your life like that?
He was,
So,
actually.
okay.
Yeah,
Good,
Pops. Shout out to Pops, too.
Swain,
man.
okay.
Hey,
Shout out to Pop.
Shout out to Pop. Give him a little. No.
Man, both cameras, let's go.
Yeah, he's right now he's actually, man, but he's doing good too with his music
Good,
stuff.
good.
He's not really involved with sports like that. He's a diehard boxing fan, but
Okay.
with football, nah, he never. I think it was just something he did in high school, or whatever. But I heard him and my cousins, they would tell us stories about how good they were and stuff like that. So I guess it's
Okay, so this one day you was talking about, you know what I mean? How'd that run? Go ahead.
And so there was a game that was being played in the middle of the street. A couple guys were just throwing a little Nerf ball.
Okay.
And they needed an extra player, and they were like, "Hey, you want to play?" And I was like, "Man, I'm good," because I didn't really know too much about it. I ended up playing, and man, they ended up giving me the ball every possession. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I started shaking everybody.
He was
in the
skinny
middle
and
of the
fast.
street.
That's
You
what
know
that
I'm saying?
means.
Yeah, you know.
A little showtime in the flesh.
That part. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, ended up getting to a point to where I was like, throughout the game, I was like, I'm starting to see how this game is starting to be exciting and fun. I'm like, I don't know what the heck this is, but I'm starting to like it. And then after scoring touchdown after touchdown, then the next day it was like, hey, all the kids in the neighborhood were like, oh man, woo.
You the one. You the one.
You know what I'm saying? You know,
Oh, you was
kids
Neo
are-
in this motherfucker, huh?
Right.
My
So
bad for
then
cussing.
It's
Yeah.
all good. So it went from that to the next day having another game to eventually doing it every day. Just playing in the neighborhood, and I would be scoring all the touchdowns.
I got you. Okay.
So then it got to a point to where that transferred to doing it at school, at lunch break, you know.
Right. Playing murder ball, suicide, or something like
Man,
that.
sweating, going back to class type, you know what I mean? Got you.
So then started doing it at school, started scoring all the touchdowns at school. So then it got to a point where I was like, I think people started taking notice, not only just in the neighborhood, but people at school. Teachers were like, man, this kid is your name starting to get around. And then a lot of like Pop Warner coaches in the neighborhood were like, man. So then they invited me out to come play for some team in Modesto called the Broncos at the time.
Okay.
Shout out to the Broncos if y'all, you know what I'm saying, any
In
players that know.
Modesto, California.
So this is where it gets interesting. So I end up going out there. My pop's like, yeah, well, we got to get you some cleats and everything. We're going to get you out there, man, on the field with the rest of the cats so you can show them up. I get out there, and for some odd apparent reason, like, I get butterflies, and I'm like, I'm cool. I'm not going out there with these
Cold
kids.
feet.
It was too much energy for you,
It
huh?
was too much energy, bro. I see these little kids with helmets, shoulder pads, are hitting each other. And at the time, you got to remember, Broncos were in the area in the Central Valley were the team. So I think they had won like back-to-back championships. So you had cats on the team that were just out there that was reckless. But these are youngsters, you know what I'm saying?
Their experience.
I'll never forget, man. I just saw them hitting. There was a drill called the Oklahoma drill. You know what I'm saying? For all the football people who know what the Oklahoma drill is, you know what the Oklahoma drill is.
I don't know what it is.
So it's basically a drill where the coaches will basically line you up with a player your size. You guys will have to, basically, you know what I'm saying, start at one end of the cone, and you'll have either an offensive player or a defensive player, or however, some people do two offensive players or what, you know what I'm saying? But basically players your size. And then they'll put the two linemen in the middle of you guys. And the coach is going to give either the runner or the hitter the ball. And then when they say go, the two linemen are going to block for you, and you have an alley about this big to try to just run and bang.
Gotcha. You said the Oklahoma drill?
The Oklahoma drill.
Copy that.
Yep. So, you can look up on YouTube, you know what I'm saying? I'm not too sure why they call it that either, by the way.
The history behind it.
Yeah, right. I actually, as a football person, I got to look into that.
Hey, let's Google that. Hey,
yeah,
in the comments below, make sure, man, put it in the comments, Oklahoma drill. Vominos.
If they know.
Right, that part.
Because not to cut you off, we had a lot of people who are coaches and in the football realm, so it's interesting to hear that.
Yes.
And I had a question for you when you was done with the story, because I really want to dive in. Basically, I'll ask you now, how do you think football helped you with being structured in your whole life? You know what I'm saying? Or discipline, something along those lines.
With me, since my parents were like really unstable, football gave me a channel to release a lot of frustration and a lot of swag. So when I needed to express myself, I couldn't do it at home because my parents, unfortunately, just weren't stable enough. They were always, you know what I'm saying, moving and hopping from spot to spot, and they had a lot going on within them as people and within their relationship. So, I mean, unfortunately, in the black community, that's what we sort of deal with, and we don't know how to channel it. So some people usually run to, if it's,
different outlets.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Which that's why I'm, glad that God put me in a position to where I didn't choose anything negative and I chose something positive, and sports was my outlet. So to answer, hopefully I answered your question. Did I answer?
No, yeah. You sound like it gave you a little structure and direction. That's what you said, based on, what's going on in your personal life. And as a kid, how much does it, when you see stuff going on in the house,
right?
You know what I'm saying, as a kid, they always act, man, the kids don't understand. Kids, they just kids, man. Yeah, right. Nigga, the kids understand. The kids ain't stupid. Sometimes kids smarter than the dumbass parent.
Message.
But what I'm saying is, people act like the kid don't understand what's going on. It's really a lot of energy and stuff that the kids have to go through too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And not to go deep into your situation, but it sounds like football gave you like a North Star. Like, man, look, let me stay focused on this.
Right.
You know, is that true?
Right.
It absolutely, and especially once I started seeing how good I was. Like, then it started getting to a point where I started getting a little cocky and arrogant, being a little young kid, because I knew that a lot of kids weren't going to do what I was going to do. You know what I'm saying, with this sport. So I tried to focus in and key on it, and I tried the hardest that I could, but I just couldn't. I guess for some reason, I just couldn't get over that hump on getting to where I really needed to be with the sport. You know what I'm saying? So, man. So being in school and stuff like that, and after that little situation with me just, getting the butterflies and me deciding that I wasn't going to do Pop Warner, I just started continuing just playing around the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? So I had enough courage, until I had enough
confidence.
Like there was, I don't know, it's that word I'm looking for, that it had me, like, I guess I needed that fire to just go out there and prove to those kids that I wasn't scared. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know what it was. I don't think it was that I was scared. It was something about just seeing the spotlight put on me that really just threw me off. You know what I'm saying? I guess I wasn't used to it. Like,
a lot of pressure.
Yeah, there was a lot of pressure. You know what I mean?
So you had a point to prove.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And then doing it in full contact gear.
Right.
So I was playing football and I was the man, but I was doing it without gear, without pads and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So doing it in football equipment and stuff like that, and then coming to a practice where all the coaches were yelling my name, like he's gonna be the player, he's gonna be the one. It was like that pressure, and being a little kid, I was just barely grasping, the idea that I was good at a sport that I didn't even know I could even play.
Gotcha.
Right? So it was just a lot going on. But anyway, get a little older. My cousin was really good at football, so I would have conversations with him about it, and he was like, yeah, well, I'm not too sure if you heard, but your dad and your cousins and all them were really good at football, and whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. I was like, oh, what? Dope. So they were like, well, now that you are getting this attention, what is that you're trying to do with this? And I was like, honestly, I'm trying to make the league.
Okay.
All right. I'm trying to make the league.
Every little boy's dream.
Yeah. And I would see it on TV being a kid, and I would just see those, like, my favorite team is the 49ers, so I would always watch 49er games.
Oh, you a 49er fan?
Yeah, bro.
I just messed with you. I got the Raiders shirt on. That's all it is. It's all good.
You know, they're Raiders now, so you already know. That's definitely the second team that I support. Not only are they from the Bay, but the fact that they live in the city that we live in. So
righteous.
Yeah, for sure. But I imitated Jerry Rice. It was one of my favorite players.
Jerry was dope.
Hella dope, man. That dude, bro.
One-handed catches. Like, come on now.
Part, the original Odell.
Agile. Very agile.
That was the original Odell. You know what I mean?
Very agile. That man was very agile too.
Right.
Yes.
So that went from that to eventually just saying like, okay, I knew that this is what I wanted to do. So on my way to, throughout high school and, you know what I'm saying, and playing in high school, I was on my way to college when the craziest thing happened to me.
Okay.
So I'm this person I'm already focused at this point. I already know what I want to do, when I want to do it, and how I want to do it. Go to a party, get into it with somebody. You know what I'm saying? Just being where I'm from, you know what I'm saying? We all know that, things could go left in the snap of a finger. You know
Every party.
Right, that part. You know what I'm saying? So a little minor situation turns to a big one where I get into a major accident. And one of the accidents that I got involved with was I actually got into it with some individuals that were at a party who accidentally mistaken me for someone else, and they end up like jumping me, putting me in a coma, and really pistol whipping me, a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, it was rival gangs that at the time were getting into it.
I get you. Culture, California. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I ended up going to a house party with a couple of my boys that I played ball with, and unfortunately I looked like one of the people that they supposedly got into it with. And make a long story short, got beat up pretty bad to a point to where it really messed me up to where I almost like lost my life. So I had to really just revamp myself and you know what I'm saying, get myself back to going in the direction that I needed to go as far as like stability wise, like, you know what I'm saying, learning how to talk, vocabulary, you know what I'm saying. I was in a coma for a couple of days, and through the grace of God, I was able to come out of that coma.
Right.
You know what I'm saying. Lost a lot of weight. I used to be really swole. Used to be strong, fast. I couldn't really even play sports no more because I couldn't really remember. I was trying to just learn how to walk again.
Yeah, right. Be mobile.
You know what I'm saying?
I see.
Be mobile again. You know what I'm
so
saying?
did you have to relearn everything type?
Literally everything.
Okay.
From scratch.
Gotcha.
But the crazy thing about this is, to this day, I know every single doctor. I know every medical facility that I went to. From California to Houston, has told me to this day they haven't seen anybody on record in the history of their occupation recover as fast as I have. Man, it was nonstop. Every day I was learning new things. It got to a point that I was moving so fast that they were actually like, man, we want to run tests on you because we
haven't seen nobody like you.
Yeah, it was like genetically they were just like, man, this is pretty trippy. So I end up getting back to where I needed to be, but at that time football was sort of over. So then I eventually moved. Californians living in Houston, a couple homies was like, hey bro, have you ever thought about getting back into football? I was like, yeah, let's do it. But college was over for me, et cetera, et cetera. So,
my bad. How old were you at that time?
Probably like 20, 21, I think. 22. So I was over the edge of doing the whole college football thing, and I was just really just like, man, I don't even know if I still got the fuel and the desire anymore.
I got you.
After the accident, it was like I was taking so much time to recover and get myself back together that it physically drained me. Right. And then as I started to do that, there was a sport called semi-pro that a lot of players, around the world still play, from California to Florida. Where it's especially like semi-professional. So it's like a football sport for second chance athletes.
Gotcha.
And, a lot of us play it. It's all recreational. We don't get paid to do it. But I started actually playing that in Houston and playing on some of the top teams in the world. And then
what is the league called again? My bad.
Well, it's the sport is called semi-professional.
Right.
But there's multiple semi-professional leagues, so you have a lot of them. I can't name them all, but I can tell you some of the leagues that I played in. I played in a league called TUFA, which is in Houston. Well, it's a Texas-based league.
Okay.
I played in, I think it was like the Gulf Coast Football League. I played in that league. I played in the Wild West Football League. I played in the, there's a few leagues actually.
So you done played in some leagues, basically.
Yeah,
Right.
I played in a lot of leagues actually.
You've been some corners real quick.
And every team that I played are nationally ranked too. So
Okay, swing.
So a lot of the teams that I played for are nationally ranked, and so it got me back into that groove playing football. But at this time, you're older now. You know what I'm saying? So life changes. You know what I mean? So
do you still have love for the game as much as you did?
Absolutely. I think the fire is actually here a lot more than it was before.
Gotcha.
Because of the accident.
Right. I see. So that's like double time for you.
Right. So I look at the sport now.
Okay.
A lot better than I did before. Because I had that. You got to remember, bro, being a kid, and when you're scoring like 4 or 5 touchdowns a game, it was like, it was like you get that little like that.
Right.
You got to get that Waco call to get you back in reality.
I dig it.
I'm not doing it anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because the competition, and then obviously, the dynamics of things changing. You know what I'm saying? My age.
Right, bro. He's getting a little older.
You know what I'm saying? So of course I'm not doing it like that. But I'm saying like, I had that chip on my shoulder where I needed to prove the people wrong, and when I proved them wrong, it was like I had that little cockiness, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But the accident humbled me.
Right.
Swing.
So yeah, actually, I do have the fire. The fire, that's what's fueling me to actually get this going.
Yeah, man.
So
talk to us.
When you say this, what exactly you talking about? Let's pry a little bit. You feel me? Go ahead and just let us know.
That 4MFL.
Okay, you said what?
The 4MFL. So
4MFL.
So I would love to go in details about it, guys, but just due to some legal things that I'm working with as far as trying to launch this new sport to the universe, because it's not just going to be something that's going to be recreational. I'm trying to make it to where I can get it basically installed in all the little high schools. I want to get it in the Olympics. Okay. I actually want to make this thing huge, sort of like the same thing that Ice Cube did with Big 3.
Okay.
Right. But a whole different sport. You know what I'm saying? So I would love to give you guys the details of it, but right now I'm still working on it. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And unfortunately, I've been seeing a couple cats out there that I know who've been trying to steal the idea.
All right.
Okay.
And they've been going pretty far with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let you all have it.
Kind of like some Mark Zuckerberg type shit with Facebook.
And it's sort of crazy because it's now floating all on social media. It's floating around on YouTube, and they know who they are. You know what I'm saying? You know the meetings and the talks we had. You know what I'm saying? Right. You went behind my back and tried to steal the idea.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You got a little bit more money than me, so you know what I'm saying? You were able to make that happen. But I'm the creator of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm the creator of the sport. And you know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I'm just trying to, mastermind it a little bit more, tweak a few things, you know what I'm saying? And then I'm gonna give you guys a little sneak peek of this new sport, and hopefully it can go far, you know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean. People getting a whiff of your ideas and trying to capitalize off of it. When you say that, is it? You said like Big 3, something along those lines. Is it the opposite? Like you said, I see the logo, and I'm not gonna pry too much. I know y'all. We're gonna zoom in, y'all can see. Yeah, but in regards to that, is it kind of like the same concept but another sport?
It is. It's definitely in the. It's definitely something like the Big 3, but it's gonna be more of a contact football type of thing.
Okay, there we go.
Now, as far as how it's played and all that, you guys are just gonna have to stay tuned. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not really worried about anybody trying to, get and try to put 2 to 2 together and try to figure it all out. And even if they launch something like it, it's not gonna be like the way I'm gonna launch it, because I'm the creator of it. So I have the ins and outs of how I want it to be done, how I want it to be played, where, who, and all the above.
The rules,
everything,
and that
shit.
That's a big part of it. Yeah.
That's right.
To somebody, not to cut you off, segue into your topic, a lot of people always think something is easier than what it is. You know what I'm saying? So if they see something that you conceptualized or something that you created, or an idea that you pitched and they just overheard, they don't really get the grasp of all the stuff that it takes to get it done.
Of course not.
You mapped it out, you done wrote out all of this stuff, and you strategized and made sure that all of this stuff is presentable. But somebody else might get that, like, you know what, oh, look, I got this new idea, we can just keep running with it.
Right.
And you know what, it's a shame right now, you know what I'm saying, because well, it's always been going on. You know what I'm saying? Especially with us as black people, as soon as we came up out of slavery, a lot of our ideas to make our work just easier, just yard work or slave work on the day. These motherfuckers took the idea, patented it to them, and next thing you know, it's back
butter, man, and
stoplight. So it's a whole lot of things, you know. So it really, you know, and that's kudos to you for really staying diligent about that, because I know how it feels to have somebody take, you know, like, oh man, that's good. Nah, homie, this ain't your idea. It ain't how it go, and you know, that's not how it really is. Quick question: how important is it for us as men or anybody to legally take care or legally dot their I's and cross their T's before they go ahead and talk, you know, speak on an idea? Don't let the left hand know what the right might do. But how important is it to, you know, get your stuff together legally before you kind of profess or, you know, pitch an idea? How important is that to you?
It's very important. And by the way, y'all, so look, you know, bro spoke on something that caught my attention, and he spoke on like how as minorities, you know, we create things, you know, like there's a lot of African Americans that are innovators, but we don't have that outlet and we don't have that opportunity because, you know, unfortunately we never had that head start. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna blame it all on slavery and all that, because at the end of the day, now we live in a time where, you know, there's a lot of space and opportunity. So just get off your butt and do what you got to do. Right. Even if you don't get there, you know, try doing it. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, but I do want to say it's very important that you do learn the business side of things, because if it's gonna happen to me, it's gonna happen to a lot of us. You know what I'm saying? So it just goes back to just making sure that you're really involved with just, you know what I'm saying, learning the business side of it. You know what I'm saying? So when you do launch something, you know what I'm saying, I'm sure there's gonna always be somebody out there that's gonna try to imitate what you do, but they're not gonna be able to get the exact formula like it would be if you had your T's crossed and your I's dotted. You know what I mean? Right. So definitely make sure I would actually say focus more on that before you even start trying to even open up.
Talk to me.
Right. So that's like that's one of the most important things I had to find out. You know what I'm saying? And obviously I'm finding that out right now. But yeah, for sure. So yeah,
I hear you. That's one of the most important things, because like I said, you gotta get paid. You got to cover all the, you know, all the dots and, you know, all the bases. So, no pun intended. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about football, but yeah, no, I do hear you, man, and it's a shame, man. And I feel like, you know, with that, you know, cold shoulder that Ice Cube's been getting, you know what I'm saying? Right. You know, you know, it's basically the same thing, but just a different league. You know what I'm saying? So, how do you feel about these big companies capitalizing off the idea and then giving those creators like that cold shoulder? Like, man, look, oh, that's a great idea, but you know, here, let me take this idea. Oh, where'd you get this from? Oh, don't worry about all that. Oh, how do you feel about that? You know what I'm saying? And
you know what? I could definitely sit here all day and talk about it, but I'm not, because you want to know why? It's politics. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it comes with the territory. We can go the racist route. We can go the political route. We can go the spiritual route.
I'll go one route. You said it earlier. Business. You got to cover your business. Right. It's just business. It ain't personal. It's business.
Yeah.
For real.
Because, I mean, I definitely think that's the only real reason why they're coming at him, because they probably have a little bit more power than he does in that area. Right. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we can always look beyond that and really, really, really pinpoint why I think it's really going on. Right. I mean, a minority owner and created something that, you know what I'm saying, sparked a little buzz. And
that has the potential to take some revenue from anyway. No, I'm just
but I'm not going to go there, because you know what? At the end of the day, it just comes with the territory. You know what I'm saying? If you create a sneaker and the sneaker looks dope and everyone's buying that sneaker, you know what I'm saying? Right. What happens when another black person makes a sneaker that looks exactly like yours? You know what I'm saying? Then is it racially motivated. You know
I
what I'm
didn't
saying?
mean to go racially with the slavery and stuff.
Yeah.
I was just
I don't
saying,
think you did. You know what? I'm gonna keep it a bean. I don't think you did. Actually, you didn't even actually go there at all. So I'm just saying, like, you know what I'm saying? I see where Ice Cube's sort of going with it. Right. You know what I'm saying? But I think his approach, instead of the energy going towards there, you know what I mean? You got to just focus more on just making sure you do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So even if it, because I mean, matter of fact, then the question is, I mean, did you not think that wasn't gonna happen? I mean, because it's like when you create something that's dope and you believe in it,
of course somebody else gonna believe in it.
At that part,
you know what I'm saying? Even with this concept, not to cut you off, everything is an idea, from a light to the right to the rifle. You know what I'm saying? Everything start off with an idea. Now, if you're pitching that idea, man, if you like it, you already know 10 more people, 10,000, 10 million people gonna get behind it. You know what I'm saying? So I hear you, man. And what you said earlier, man, we are some of the innovators. We are some of the creators. We are some of the reasons why the nation is where it's at right now. Yeah, some of the minority investors, creators, collaborators, you know what I'm saying, inventors. We are the reason why it is here. You know what I'm saying?
We can go as far as genetics.
Oh, we definitely can.
Yes, sir.
Henrietta Lacks. He's talked about them wanting to run tests on his blood. Henrietta Lacks, they ran tests on her blood. Let me tell you, because of her, sickle cell and a lot of other ailments had cures because of her. She was dying. She had genes that just kept on reproducing, kept on coming back. They're like, man, what's going on? It's a sick cell, but it's regenerating. Let me run some tests on it. So I'm just saying that to say, like he said, we can go to genetics. We can go to sports. We can go to business. We can go to merchandise. We can go to real estate. We can go to all, you know. And it's just a time for us to really give each other our kudos, our flowers, our cigars, and say, bro, just keep doing what you got to do. Keep doing, handle your business, and keep going. That's all we can do.
One brick at a time. Yes, sir.
Right. Yeah. And another thing too. I mean, with that being said too, we got to start supporting each other.
Talk to me
as well, because we can talk about that all day long. But if we're not supporting each other all day long, then it's really not going to matter. You know what I'm saying?
UNITY.
That part, you know what I mean? Because I kick it with a lot of successful homies. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of successful homies, and I can definitely tell you, man, shoot, we running it up in the club. We running it up in the malls. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to business, we don't support or we don't do it like we don't support each other. So it's like, dang, you know, where do it get to a point? Where does it get to a point where, like, you know, you got to start, you know what I'm saying, pointing the fingers and start pointing the fingers at yourself.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So like, you know, at the end of the day, man, with Ice Cube, bro, I mean, I hope you can focus your energy towards something a little bit more positive by probably even trying to go a little bit harder with the sport rather than, you know, trying to put yourself in a situation where you're trying to, you know what I'm saying, go to war, because, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day, war is not always an answer to everything. Right. All it does is lead to a bunch of tragedies that we don't need happening, and it sucks to see your sport fade away, you know what I'm saying, in a win, because, you know what I'm saying, you trying to go to war with no ammunition, you know what I'm saying? So it's like try to be a little bit more smart about it, you know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, we seen it from all our leaders, you know what I'm saying, in the position that they got put in, you know what I'm saying? When the bullets did start flying, you know what I'm saying? So just play chess with the situation, you know what I'm saying?
It's chess, not checkers.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just you got something going, you know what I'm saying? And the people that are gonna support you, the people gonna rock with you, gonna rock with you. Just keep it, you know what I'm saying? You don't need to publicize it. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure if you know, if you got all your marbles, I'm sure we all peep what's going on. Right. You know, that doesn't, you know what I'm saying? But that means you got something good. You created something that people like, and you should pat yourself on the back. You know what I'm saying?
A few times.
I like that, man.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, shoot, that's what's up, bro.
We're going to pat you on the back, too, man. Let you know, man, because we see, man, what you're doing online. We see you restructuring and making sure you cover your ends. You know what I'm saying? So, definitely, whatever you need from our support in regards to your new endeavors, and you know, even legally, whatever you know, just let us know, man. We always supporters of not only ourselves, but fathers and everybody, you know, just along, you know, just like us. So, speaking of fathers, you know what I'm saying, would you have another one? We had some stats or some statistics about incarcerated fathers, or did you want to?
Who are in prison, yes.
Yeah, did you want to go on that? It was, real quick, we had some numbers. It was saying how many fathers are in prison. Now, this is rough, but it says the number of fathers in U.S. jails and prisons have increased fourfold old since 1980.
Wow.
Yeah, of course, we know that.
Yeah.
It says among the more than 800,000 parents in federal and state prisons, 92% are fathers.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Each year, hundreds of thousands of prisoners are released from state and federal prisons, and many more cycle through. But like I said, that's fathers. And
Right.
we talked about, what that means, but it means, or so what about it means and what it does, but it says what happens if a father is incarcerated. We should know that. Children
Right.
of incarcerated fathers tend to exhibit a broad variety of behavioral and emotional and other problems. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
with us doing what we're doing, we really want to empower not only us, but the fathers and the kids, and
Yes.
because I feel like we're a big part of it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we're a real big part of the community. Or not only men, but dads. You know what I'm saying?
Right, exactly.
Some people might not get the flowers they deserve or the cigars that they want.
right.
But if you sit back and look at it, if you had your dad or if you didn't have your dad, that impact is still alive in you today.
It is, and this statistic, right? So it says 800,000, right? And 92% are fathers,
Right?
So that's 736,000 fathers that are imprisoned.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So imagine if 736,000 fathers were in the homes with the children. You know what I'm saying? These statistics would not exist on the numbers that they are at.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
man.
true. That's true, especially with the way that the behavioral issues are, and just
Right.
emotional support. I feel like dads sometimes sit down with the kid and be like, hey, what's wrong? What's going on? This what you need to do. No.
Right.
Rather than, and a lot of moms do to it. I'm not putting no shade at the moms because we know we love y'all. I love
We
my
love
mama.
y'all. I
I'll
love my
always
mama,
love
too.
my mama. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
But
now.
what I'm
Right.
saying is I feel like sometimes the dad has a grasp on sometimes emotional intelligence, depending on what kind of dad it is. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So I noticed that a lot of the kids, myself included, my step-pops always instilled in me communication and some
course.
sort of emotional intelligence.
Or maybe social intelligence.
Oh, definitely that too, for
So,
sure.
okay,
for sure,
okay.
that,
I
you know
got
what I'm
you.
saying? But I feel like dads instill that in their kids. How do y'all feel about that? Do you think dads give y'all some kind of emotional coaching? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, man, what?
It's all, yeah, Pops got it too, huh?
Fathers are very, very important. I think fathers are actually some of the most underrated people on the planet.
Out there.
I think, like, now that we're talking about it, man, I can go into some areas that may offend people, and I'm not gonna go there. I see with this whole agenda and this whole movement on what they're trying to do to our men.
Yes, sir.
It's not even a color thing. I'm just talking
It's
about
not.
like
Right.
just men in general, like what they're trying to do with the hip hop, with the skirts,
Like a
with the,
demasculinity.
you know what I'm
I
saying?
think
These
my man,
movies, you know what I'm saying? And honestly, I'm not feeling it. You know what I'm saying? I'm totally on the other side of the fence when it comes to that.
I
You know
agree
what
with
I'm
this
saying?
guy.
But at the end of the day, I think fathers are the real source to us overcoming a lot of issues in the world. I think that even plays a role with, you know what I'm saying, the type of presidents that we put in the White House. Because, you know what I'm saying, you know, it's a lot different if you put a father in the White House, you know, a person who's actually there for his kids and his children. You know what I'm saying? Because I think you think a little different. You know
Oh,
what I'm
for
saying?
sure,
Just being
for
a
sure.
father, you know what I'm
Than
saying?
just a man in the White House.
you
Yeah,
know
for
what
sure,
I'm
for sure.
saying? You go through
sure.
a lot more trials and tribulations, you know what I'm saying? You battle adversity, a
Sacrifice.
lot more, sacrifice.
For
you know what I'm
sure.
saying? And then one thing it teaches you is humility. So I don't know if you ever had some bad little kids, you know what I'm saying?
Some badass
You know
kids.
what I'm saying?
I'm saying.
Yeah, you know,
Some
and,
baby.
you know what I mean? You be wanting to tear their little butt up so bad, but you know that little passion and love you have as being a parent. You know what I'm saying? You feel sympathy over them. You know what I'm saying? And you just give them that companionship. You know what I'm saying? And you rather hold them and rather than whoop them. You know what I'm saying? And it just builds so much trust and respect. You know, and I totally disagree with what's going on right now with how they're treating fathers and with this whole incarceration, you know, like this whole movement or whatever, and what we're talking about.
Right.
I feel like that's an agenda within itself. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
trying to lock up as many dads as possible.
It's been that way for a while.
Yeah, definitely.
Like they said since the 80s. Y'all know when WIC and everything started, when the
And
government started giving
crack
out food
epidemic
stamps.
and all that.
Y'all know that.
Yeah.
But I
The
think
Bush
I like,
era.
yeah,
All
for
that.
sure. Well, and
Yeah.
a little bit before, but I
Reagan,
like how,
yeah.
and a little bit before. No, we going in. But I like what you said because you said the new agenda.
Right.
Basically, I feel as if there's a shift in the dynamic. Now, respectfully, it used to be a male-based country.
Yes.
And I'm not saying that's what it should be. It should be equal, and it always should have been
Yes,
equal.
yes.
The woman is in the house, and she's doing more than you, nigga, at the house. So you
Man,
got to give
and
due,
giving life.
and giving life,
Right.
and giving you life and
Right.
inspiration. So it's got to be given due and respect to where it's owed. You know
Yes,
what I'm saying? For
sir.
sure. So at no point should this country be based on only one gender being
Dominant over the other.
you know, it's a team, it's a family, it's a partnership,
Yeah.
and it takes a village. So,
Right.
when in regards to what you're saying about the dynamic shift of the male aspect, the male concept, it has been a shift, but I think it takes us guys like us to just voice how we feel and
Right.
let them know the pros and the cons and how we win. And
Right.
because a lot of us had moms that raised us to be great men.
Right.
Single mothers did their fucking job. You cannot
Yes.
say that the last 20, 30, 40 years, moms has not been doing their job.
Yes.
For sure. You know
Yes.
what I'm saying? But in regards to now, it's like, damn, now the dad is like, damn, man, what about us? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
it's like we have no voice. We have no outlet. We have
Right.
no weight, no say. So I hear you because it's real depressing, but it's like things and outlets and platforms like this are the reason why
Right.
it's important for us to talk about it. We had T.D. Jakes kind of talk about something along those lines.
We did.
And this is real controversial because we had some ladies in our life
Right.
that kind of wanted to voice about it too, and we agreed.
That had some response to it.
Definitely.
Yes,
And I
yes.
think the main thing that got them was the part when T.D. Jakes said, and we'll play the clip.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? One of these, whatever side, you'll see.
Somewhere up there.
But basically, he stated that now the male, the father, you can't tell the dad how to be a dad.
Basically.
Woman's, you could be the mom, you could be that, but stop being his teacher all the time and just let him be the dad. That's kind of what ultimately like the sermon kind of summarized. But
Right.
now he's like getting attacked by a lot of communities based on that stuff that he said, and it kind of ties into what you said, how it's no more of a event. It's no more a way for you to outlet and say how you feel. It's kind of like an attack on us. Like, damn, I can't say
Right.
this. I
Right.
can't say how we can't do that. And man, come on, man, we gotta talk.
right.
You know what, bros? Not to cut you off.
No, go
too.
ahead. Nigga, we in there.
Now that you're speaking on that, by the way, y'all, okay, look, check this out. Fathers from the Hood podcast. It's clearly a podcast. So we're a bunch of brothers that just met and we're on a podcast and we're expressing ourselves by any means. If it ever gets to a point to where y'all just, you disagree, please don't throw stones. You know what I'm saying? Get at us. Reach out to them, bro. Reach out to reach out to them. You know what I'm saying? And they would probably even love to bring you on. You know what I'm saying? And talk to you a little bit more about it. But at the end of the day, this is we're not here to be political. We're not trying to bash anybody. We're not trying to bash women. You know what I'm saying? I love women. I got a woman here in the studio with me. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it ain't even just even race topics or anything, y'all. This is a podcast. We're here to have fun. And if you really want to get technical, this is actually my first podcast ever in life.
Okay.
I've sat around people like Mayweather. I've sat around people like, you know what I'm saying, very athletes. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really a camera person. If you notice, you can follow some of my social media sites. You really don't really see me in the picture like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't really like talking. I'm not really like a public figure like that when it comes to like speaking on things like that. I'm really sort of, in the background. But the reason why I wanted to get on this podcast is because these two cats right here, genuinely from their heart, they really have love for everybody. They don't really have anything negative about them that I've saw or that I've heard of. You know what I'm saying? So I took a chance by getting on this podcast. And this is my first ever podcast. Hopefully it won't be the last, but I just wanted to share with you guys that what we talk about on this platform is not to try to be, you know what I'm saying, biased, because I said a couple comments earlier about the whole agenda, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to, you know what I'm saying, question why men wear skirts or et cetera, because I don't know your true story on your background. So I don't want that to offend you, but I just don't stand for it. You know what I'm saying?
Righteous.
I you know what I'm saying? I have my personal beliefs, and hopefully people
Which is fine.
my personal beliefs.
Which is fine.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what
And,
makes us us. That's what makes the country the country. Nobody is the same, right?
Right.
But we can still commune and live with each other. You know what I'm saying?
That part. So not to go back, my bad, bro. So
I
went into the deep end, but
it's all good.
But yeah, bro. With TD Jakes, man, I agree with TD Jakes though to a certain extent. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm an advocate of it's not what you say, it's how you say it. So I'm sure he probably could have, said it a little bit different. Yes. You know what I'm saying? But I do think that maybe he's probably going to elaborate on the way he said it later.
Right.
I just think probably it was a time and a place on what he was trying to do.
How can he address it?
Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? And probably a little bit more emotions got involved because him being a father and obviously, all of us know T.D. Jakes as being a real spiritual person. So, I'm sure he's really in depth with his family and spiritually.
He didn't mean it in a malicious way or anything.
Right. So
no,
I think
not
it
at all.
rubbed him the wrong way, and and by any means, man, you're always gonna get attacks. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
From the universe on what type of father you are, or if you don't do this right for your kids, or this, or that.
Stigma.
Yeah. But bro, point blank, period, man. As humans, we all need to get it together. You know what I'm saying?
I dig it. Now, I'm my bad to cut you off. I'm glad you said the word humans. Just in reference to what T.D. Jakes was talking about, right? I do feel like he should have toned it down just a tiny bit. Could have said it different.
Right.
Yeah.
But however, though, there is a molecular difference between males and females. Like, a female should not have a deep as voice as we have. You know what I'm saying? Nah,
what
really.
What? No, just
like,
good.
message. But yeah, no, where it's at, bro. So listen, bro, frequencies, right? Mm-hmm. We all are human beings. Like, you know what I'm saying, bro? They say human beings. That's what prompted this. And we all hear frequencies, right? So we all hear frequencies and we all give off frequencies.
True.
So when we speak, those are vibrations that are frequencies. And females don't have that tonal in their voice to where it is as deep as ours. So that's why when it comes to a father parenting, a child will listen to a father's roar more than a woman yelling. I'm not trying to denounce the women. I love y'all women. Trust me. It's all love. But at the end of the day, like us men, our voices are deeper for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Yes, we both mother and father have that nurturing for our children. Right. But when it comes to, let's say, leading a household or disciplining a child, you know what I'm saying? It's one of those where we can discipline a child a lot more effectively because the tone of our voice is deeper versus a female.
That might be one way. That might be one reason.
Wow, yeah.
That might be one reason. I'm not sure. Nigga, check the numbers. Check the numbers. But what I do agree to a certain extent because look at it like this. Nigga, my mama whipped my ass, nigga. My mama, hope you don't get mad. Now you should get whooping after whooping after whooping, and it didn't work. Did nothing work, nigga.
I feel you.
Did nothing work.
Right.
I still did what I did. I'm still going. It don't matter. I did the better. She know it. It don't matter. But the couple times me and Pop, my step Pops got into it. Yeah, I don't know why. I'm not trying to be little moms, nothing. She can slap me right around the face and it'll still hurt. But I'm just saying, sometimes when, I got to do with step pops and he gave me that, like you said, sometimes maybe I remember that and I didn't really keep going.
Right,
you know
that part, you feel me?
So I do hear what you're saying.
It's a different frequency.
Maybe.
Man, you know what?
Maybe, but if you a single mother, then he ain't listening to no nigga. Who's that dude coming in? Nah, you ain't my daddy. Yeah. I'm listening to my mama. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends.
Right, nah, I dig it.
Yeah, I you know what? And I agree with both of y'all. But what you just said, bro, that was powerful. Because for me, I think my relationship with my dad, it was more off fear.
Okay.
Right.
Letting my dad down because I looked up to him. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So like having a male figure in your life, being a kid and you know what I'm saying? And seeing your dad and seeing him around and you know what I'm saying? And I think every dad loves his son to death. Sure, we love our daughters, but it ain't nothing like that son.
Yes, they still love both of y'all. Right. It's like son and daughter. It's for sure. Unfortunately, it's a little bit different touch.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And dads, like, with their son, it's like some type of connection that God obviously installed in us that like we have this whole connection with our son that it's a little deeper. So for me, like, you know, I never wanted to let my dad down. Like I never wanted to like, you know what I'm saying? You know, I never wanted to show him that I couldn't live up to who he wanted me to live up to. So that was probably like for me. You know what I'm saying? That was the only reason why I didn't have as much connection with my mom, because my mom would just be like, "That's my baby." You know what I'm saying? That's my baby. It could be. You know what I'm saying? I could
she
fail
spoiled the hell
times.
out of you.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
My
mom always gonna be like, she always gonna have my back. Like, yeah, that's my son. You know what I'm saying?
I dig it.
But my dad he expected a lot from me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Certain things. You know what I'm saying?
He wasn't going for it.
Yeah, he wasn't going for it.
Right.
And not only just that, discipline wise, like I mean, he disciplined because he didn't discipline as much as my mom did, but when he did.
Right, it resonated.
Right,
that
that frequency.
So it might be a little truth in what you're saying.
Hey now, Sway.
Speaking of truth, no, I was just playing. We had some frequencies and some stuff. Man, look, man, let's talk about the partner, man. You said who your boy, Mr. Fox, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
no, I was just
look,
playing. We'll be just real quick. We ain't gonna dive into
that. On the big homie?
Just lightly, man. You know, I'm an R&B singer, so we can't touch it. Not
so listen, Jamie, you one of my favorite singers, bro. You probably the reason why my oldest son is born. I'm just saying,
bro. Hit that high note, bro.
Man, just one time,
no, man, do it. No, I just playing. Go ahead, man. Talk about the fuck. We podcasting right now. We ain't saying.
So, hey, Jamie, I love you, bro. All right, so listen, I'm just gonna do some reporting though. It's not how I'm feeling. So. They just saw a sighting of you recently.
Alien sighting.
Man, that part. You was waving. You was in good health. I'm glad you in good health, big homie. Now, on the back end, though, there was some type of scandal. You know what I'm saying? Leonardo DiCaprio, some indictment with Reza, Obama. I don't know, man. So the airwaves, the internet, they kind of cleared it up.
Man, I don't know nothing about what he talking about.
Bro, when is the next movie or album?
Man, basically, the next movie just came out with on Netflix, right?
What movie is that? What was that?
Tyrone.
Ain't
that the movie?
Call on Tyrone.
Something like it, but it's a movie. Tyrone. That's his newest movie. Yeah, Jamie Foxx's newest movie is Tyrone. I ain't seen it yet.
Newest movie. There you go.
But yeah, you see how we did that? We went turn a negative into a positive. You know what I'm saying? Follow the next movie. You know what I'm saying?
Just like some
mathematics. I gotta check that out.
Yeah, I'm not sure how it was, but yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely.
He been one of them ones, man. He's been a great actor. You know what I'm saying? So we hope for a speedy recovery and hope that you know what I'm saying, dodge the bullets, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
That part. Hey, matter of fact, fun fact though. Jamie Foxx, bro, you sold my mother my first pair of shoes.
What?
Real talk, yeah.
That's a random fact.
Hey, Fox Hills Mall, real shit, yeah, yeah. Jamie Foxx. You was Eric at the time, I want to say, but you sold my mother my first pair of shoes.
Okay.
Bless.
All right. So, hey,
what
Jamie,
type of shoes were there?
look.
Hey, bro, they was like white
and
blue,
leather,
bro. They had the little padding at the bottom of the shoe that was hard as fuck.
Wait.
You know
when you say sold, he worked
some
at
bowling
a shoe store or
shoes?
something?
Yeah, he used to work at a shoe store at the Fox Hills Mall. You know what I'm saying? My mother, I'm saying I was 2 years old, maybe 1.5 type shit.
So he was basically diamond before he got famous on Players Club. He was selling shoes.
He sure was. I'm just saying. That's
let's go, ho.
My boy Jamie.
She said, "Now let's go, ho." No, I just play it, man. On another topic, man.
Right.
Before we get up out of here, man.
Yes,
Before
sir.
we get up out of here, man. You know what I'm saying? We wanted to know, Tate, did you have any tips for the new fathers?
Yes, sir.
Any advice? Any pointers? This dude is walking down the street with a baby and a blanket. He got the backpack with the Pampers and the stuff. What kind of advice do you get this young man?
Be led by the Spirit, bro. Like, don't let media and don't let other people come in between your relationship with your child, because that's what's happening. I mean, you have all these reality shows with a lot of these women, you know, telling us how we need to be men. You know, you got family members that are always going to step in and give their input on what you should do, a little bit more or less. At the end of the day, man, go with your spirit. If you're a good-spirited person, you know what I'm saying? You know, grasp onto your child and love them as much as you possibly can. You know what I'm saying? And stay away from the system. You know what I'm saying? We have we have a habit of, you know what I'm saying, not being humble enough to come to the table and have a conversation.
Right, talk to
and we go, we try to run to these, you know what I'm saying, public figures and public places. And you know what I'm saying? And it's a program that's built to destroy. You know what I'm saying? And all it does is once you destroy trust, it's like really hard to get it back. So I mean, let's try to come to the table a little bit more, man, and talk our problems out rather than trying to, you know what I'm saying, run somewhere and have someone else do it for us. You know what I'm saying? So
church,
I like that. Them some tips
the
right
black
there.
community for sure.
For sure. Run to the person instead of running to Facebook.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Let's we don't always got to run to the attorney generals. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get
or the district attorneys,
attorneys. You know what I'm saying?
Or the prosecutor, or the judge, or the city hall, or the law state. No, my bad. I'm getting out.
And then if you really can't take care of a child, you know what I'm saying? Come to the table, pray about it, and try to see what relative meets the criteria.
Right.
You know, we don't always got to keep our kids in CPS either. We don't always got to put them in adoptive programs because, you know what I'm saying? It's just not a good look for us. You know what I mean? So
it's not
I like
meant
those.
for us to win. Yes.
I ain't cutting him off, man. I like those tips and pointers of advice. He said, man, be led by the Spirit, man, and make sure you communicate.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Don't have too much pride to communicate. I love those tips, man. I love those
deep.
advice. What
dope.
you got, El? What you got? You always have some eloquent shit to say.
Man, I do.
Always,
So I'm gonna keep it simple, man.
Cool.
Diapers. I'm just joking. Do that too.
He said that already, man.
I did. So
No,
listen. So this is where it's at. Brand new pappy, right? Brand new from the hospital, bro. This is what you do. I know it's going to be overwhelming. Make sure you find time to meditate and alone time. However, what you need to do is find alone time with that child, away from the mother, away from other siblings. You know what I'm saying? You need that one-on-one. That is your ancestral lineage. You feel me? And where it's at, bro, that's your legacy. That's your future. That's your family's future. Because your seed, bro, can create millions. You know what I'm saying? So by you taking that little bit of time, alone time, with that seed, it's going to go a long way. I promise you. I
like that one. I like that one, man. My only tip, real quick, and we done been doing this for over 30 tips and all that, whatever. My tip is, okay, so if you just had a baby, man, and you walking down the street, try to reach out to a father that you know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's your daddy. If you don't know your dad, that's cool. Try to reach out to some type of dad that you know. Create that network of dads.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? To where if something happened, you can call them. Hey, man, look at this. And then this is what you should do. Or, man, take a deep breath and get with a dad. You know what I'm saying? Talk to a dad that you know in your community and try to get some advice. Try to just be together so that you don't always feel like you're in it by yourself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes with us as men, you dealing with it by yourself anyway, especially as a father. So sometimes try to talk to a father like we do. We chop it up when, you know what I'm saying, something good, something ain't bad. Hey, how you living? You good?
Right.
Just that. Sometimes that means a lot. You know what I'm saying?
does.
You never know how much that means, right, El? I appreciate that, man. Sometimes El be tapping in. I've been on the road, back and forth, state to state. Hey, man, you good? How the kids doing this and that? Man, the kids getting on my nerves. They eating up all the food, but I appreciate you.
Man,
so,
I got the ribs on the grill. I'm just saying.
Right, that's him. That's him. I ain't got no ribs on the grill. That's Mr. L. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I like those tips and pointers of advice. Tay, before you go, man, before we get up out of here, man, before we kind of go towards the end, did you have any kind of highlights, any kind of shout outs, anything you want to let the people know? Your Instagram, I know they're going to be on the lookout for your new sport, for your new endeavors, but is there anything you want them to know before we go? You know what I'm saying?
The only thing I would want everyone to know is just try to go for whatever it is that you have a passion for, regardless of what the outcome is. Some people are going to support you, some people are not. Some people are going to like you, some people are not. But at the end of the day, y'all, I just say, man, just stick with some type of plan that you have and go for it with your passion. You know what I'm saying? Hands down, I don't know exactly where this is going to go, this new sport. But at this point, I really don't care. Bro. You know what I mean? I'm just doing it to have fun. And
be led by the Spirit.
Yeah, give a couple of second chances.
Oh, a couple. Man, I hear you. I hear you on that.
Chances of people who probably want an opportunity to showcase something. You know what I'm saying? Some talent. Maybe they never had the opportunity to play in the league. Well, you can go play over here in this league.
Right.
I got you, bro.
That's good.
And you ain't going to have to pay a lot either because I got your back.
Good.
That part.
And so, for ladies, for all my women.
You're touching on the ladies, dog. Jamie Foxx looking at.
Look.
Go
We
ahead,
love
bro.
y'all and we support y'all too.
Yes.
Right. We really do.
And whatever it is that y'all can contribute to, hit me. You know what I'm saying? We trying to put something together for the ladies too. You know what I'm saying? So other than that, follow me at I_4MFL. So that's IM_4MFL. _4MFL. Other
Swing.
than that, yee, I'm out, man.
Hey, now we
What you
in
got,
there.
L, before we slide, man?
Man,
Before we
this
go.
is the King, LMC, a.k.a. Mr. El Cortez. We in the building. Vamanos. Make sure you like, subscribe. Check out that fathersfromthehood.com. We just became a nonprofit.
Hey.
Look out for the communities, Walmarts near you. You
Hey.
feel me? Let's go.
Yeah, we got some special stuff coming up. But like I said, the only place you can get these cups, these thermo flasks, and the other produced merch, no, I'm just playing, it's the Patreon. So everybody
Yes.
go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and check in on the Patreon. But hey, we appreciate y'all for being here. This
Man.
has been another episode. You know what I'm saying? We love y'all. And most importantly, y'all, keep being great fathers to them kids. Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Hey.
Bless. We in there.